Pitch Perfect, the audition, you thought you were going to a baseball audition? Is that true? There's no way
that's true. No, that's true.
Really?
It was
even after you read the signs and everybody's singing.
I didn't read the sides.
Oh.
I did not prepare for that audition. I did not want to go on it. It was a thing that my agents made me do. And Workaholics, we were in the midst of shooting the second season, and I was like all in on Workaholics. Season 1 was a hit, but every episode more and more people were watching. So I'm like, season 2 has to be great. So I was just all in on season 2, and they're like, they want you to audition for this movie. The producers like you for it. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to do my show right now. That's what I'm concentrating on. And they're like, you can go during lunch today. We will make room in the schedule. You go during lunch. And I'm like, fine, fuck. So I'm going to miss lunch now.
Fine.
Yeah. And so I went, and it was in Santa Monica, and I drove down there quickly from Van Nuys, and I showed up, and there's all these like hot guys singing, and I'm like, good luck singing in the baseball movie, pussy. And and then I read the sides, and I'm like, oh, this isn't a baseball movie at all. Like, I totally blew it, and I don't have a song prepared, and I can memorize really quickly. So I just memorized the sides very quickly, and the scenes went great. And they're like, what song did you prepare? And I'm like, I didn't prepare a song. And they're like, well, you have to sing. We have to know if you could sing or not. Sing whatever you want to. Just something from your childhood so we know you could sing. And the only song that I knew that all the words to, or that just popped up from like the deep part of my back brain, was whatever happened to predictability, the milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. And I've told that story a million times, but it's true. And
what song is that from?
That's the Full House theme song.
Oh my God. And Adam Ray would have known that.
Yeah, he did. He for sure knows that. And it crushed in the room. They thought it was hilarious. And then I leave going like, oh, fuck, man. Now I kind of want to get the movie because I auditioned for it and everyone seemed great, and the sides were really funny once I finally read them, and I was like, man, I blew it. I wish I would have, because I can actually sing. I'm like, I should have picked a song that could show, because I sound like an 80-year-old black jazz singer. I don't sound like someone that should be singing Rihanna in a Pitch Perfect
rubbing
movie.
the carpet.
Yeah, I just
rubbing
touched the floor.
Concrete.
Yeah, so, but then that's evidently exactly what they were looking for. So the Workaholics movie we were 5 weeks out from filming, and we were building sets, and we had hired the cast and crew. They had approved the script. It was crazy. We just kept turning in drafts and never got a note. I wonder if they just knew all along that they were going to pull the plug, and they were just waiting.
Who's they, Viacom?
Paramount Plus executives at that point. And they were like, we love it. Oh, my God. This is great. And the budget kept getting a little bigger, but they weren't pushing back. So we were like, okay, this is going to be. And it wasn't like a crazy expensive movie, but, it was a healthy budget. And then 5 weeks out, we get a call. It was the worst. It was the worst morning. It was during those LA rains. You know how
March.
LA will just rain for like a month straight,
yeah.
And you're like, and everyone's like, we need this, but then our roofs can't handle it, so then your house is just leaking. That's what it was like. Raining. I came down, my kitchen's just raining. Like there's like a big bubble in my kitchen roof, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then I get a call from my manager saying, hey, I just got a call from Paramount Plus. They're canceling the movie because it no longer fits their global agenda, which whatever the fuck that means. By the way, it's a little thing of telephone. And my manager is a total idiot. So, like, it's very... I love the guy, but he's a bonehead. Very much could have been like, it no longer fits our,
Man, what a kick in the nuts. Did you guys immediately call each other and be like, what the...
Well, we were doing a podcast, like, an hour later. And so I was like, let's save it for the podcast. And then we all got on there and just was like... just venting to each other.
Heart attack.
Yeah. It was like my first day of Modern Family, and I'm on set, and Steve Levitan, one of the creators, was like, hey, we're bringing you in. We want you to be loose, bring like a fun energy. We love Workaholics. If you could improv and just keep it way looser than we're used to keeping it on this show. And I'm like, I would love to do that. And he's like, yeah, don't be afraid to go a little off book and, but improv within the context of the scene. And I'm like, I totally get it. That's what we do on Workaholics. We write a script and then we kind of veer off and, and I'm like, I got it. And my first scene is with Sofia Vergara, and I just start to improv a little bit. And she just looks over at Video Village and goes, "What?" And they're like, "Okay,
what is he doing?
What is he doing?" And they're like, "Just stick to the script." Like, they totally threw that out.
How tall is she?
I can't remember. She's, I think,
Your height? How tall are you? 5'8"?
Probably 5'8". Yeah, I don't remember her being super small or anything.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So Adam and I did stand-up together, and I didn't realize you were on that show in Ontario.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a huge brawl in Ontario Improv, and so apparently I was having panic attacks then.
It was right before Workaholics came out, so I want to say 2010, 9 or 10.
Right.
I was featuring and also hosting, I think, and so I did like 25 minutes up top, and this is the day before the fight broke out. So this is the first night, the Friday night shows, and you were like, "Hey, I sometimes get panic attacks, so just you have to watch my shows in case." Like, you don't just go back in the green room. You got to watch in case I need to bail. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. But all right. I'm like, all right. I'm trying to eat a goddamn chicken finger in peace. So you were on stage and you bail. You're like, I'll be right back. And then you get off stage and I'm like, oh, shit. So I only had like 25 minutes of material and I did it all. And so now I have to go back on stage and I don't do a lot of crowd work. So now I'm dusting off some like old shitty jokes from my first open mics, and it just did not go well. And it lasted like 10 minutes of me just floundering. And then I'm like, "Oh, Jay Mohr's back, everybody! Jay Mohr!" And then you come back on stage and everything was fine and it went great. But I'm like, oh, fuck. So then the next night, he's on stage and I'm like, am I going to have to go back up there? All of a sudden, a full-on fight between like firemen and UFC fighters, and these guys are throwing chairs, like putting each other in headlocks, and I'm like, am I gonna have to go back on stage right now? And you stayed in the pocket. That all of a sudden it was like the game slowed down, and you were like calling little play-by-play, like color commentary of the fight. People are getting up and leaving. Some people are cheering. It was bedlam. It was true chaos.
Picture a cartoon brawl in your head, and we're not exaggerating. No. It was
everybody's just in a ball rolling through the room.
And then cops came, tasing people, shooting people with like
tasers and flashlights attached, like on like a CSI episode or on like Criminal Minds, where they come in the dark room and they shot first.
Yes, it was like you see people get shot with the gun and like freeze up and fall over, like hitting their head on table, freaking calamari going flying. It was wild.
Some little Asian girl, I'm guessing Vietnamese, about 95 pounds, gets up and says to a cop, "No." And he goes, "I need you to stand over." And before he can get his sentence out, she slaps his hand away. He grabs her by the back of her head and slams her face first into the brick wall, and she just slides down like Bugs Bunny. I've never seen anything that made me harder in my life. Just bad. No, I've never seen that. You actually got hit by a cement truck.
I did when I was
dragged.
11. And I was spit out. I wasn't dragged. I was spit out. Hit me, and then I spun, and I flew like 50 feet or something.
The wheels went over your legs.
Yeah.
You were walking your bike across the street.
That's right.
Why weren't you riding your bike across the street?
Because my mother told me to walk the bike. She says
safer.
She says, walk it, it's safer, but walk directly into traffic without looking.
So 3 cement trucks go by.
I think 3 were going up and 2 were coming down.
Were you at a quarry?
Huh?
Why were there so many cement trucks?
I grew up in the suburbs.
Is this a prayer for Owen Meany? Yeah. Reference in literary world.
Is that an R.L. Stein reference? Because that's where I get most of my literary references. 3 cement trucks going up the hill, 2 were coming down. I looked... my friend was across the street and he yells, "Come on." And I took that as coast is clear, and he just meant it as let's go to the convenience store. And he goes, "Come on." I'm like, okay. And I walk out, and then I couldn't see the other side of the street because the cement truck had just passed, and I got clobbered going like 35 or 40 miles an hour, taken under the wheel, spit out. I landed in another county which I thought was kind of funny. Can't remember anything for like 2 weeks. Went
were in
into
a coma?
Yeah. And then I came to, and it was like 2 solid years of like relearning how to walk.
Were
and
you
I
were
had a
Timmy
couple-
from South Park?
It feels like I was. It took a couple years to get back, but then in 8th grade, that was the summer after 5th grade, and then in 8th grade,
You became the kicker for the football
I
team.
played football.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I was making a joke.
No, not the kicker though. I could not kick. It hurt to move my legs. And in fact, they were like, "Why are you playing football?" And I'm like, "I've got to prove to myself I can do it." And then it was just like, though I'm the worst guy on the team. They're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" So it was by weight in my middle school.
Yeah.
So I'm like a middleweight, and I was really strong because I did physical therapy every day. So I could just throw kids to the ground. So they just had me. I was a right guard, so it's just me like, just throwing kids to the ground.
Yeah. Near-death experience or just blackness?
I wasn't near death, but they were like, we're going to have to amputate his legs at first. And then they were like, okay, we're going to have to amputate the right leg. And then it was just maybe the right foot. And then finally they were like, we think we can save everything. And then it was, I think I had 24 or so surgeries within those first couple years, and then I've had another probably 6 to 8 since then. So probably looking at 30-something surgeries.
What do you think happens when you die?
Hard hitting. That's on the paper over there. Jesus, after a cement truck, and just ew.
It's right under Orange
You know,
Coast College.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's,
what do you think?
I think it's hard to say that you don't like. I'm not a religious person, but I did see some kind of light. And then when I woke up, the first thing I said was my great aunt, Hazel, who I loved, who had just died the year prior. I said that she saved me. So I don't know. There might be something to that.
Wow.
Do you remember seeing Aunt Hazel? Or just a memory of that's what you said?
That's what I said as soon as I woke up, and that's what my family said that I said.
Do you think your mom made that up to sell her book about the afterlife?
Yeah, probably. My mom did. I mean, bless her heart. My mom did write the
Penny?
Penny wrote the story of my accident, and her title was "From Crutches to the Red Carpet." And I'm like, crutches, Mom? I was crippled. I was in a wheelchair. Like it said, like you're underselling the whole book. Crutches.